Welcome to this nonprofit podcast NewsPod, where we amplify the voices of nonprofit leaders making a difference in their communities. I'm joined by Gina Fleming, Director of Development at Sacramento Splash. We're going to be sharing some news about an event that's coming up that's a bit unique, and this year, its second year, has some very special guests. Gina, welcome.
Thank you, Jeff. Great to be here.
I can't wait to talk about what's happening. So Sacramento Splash is in its 27th year now, and it's really made a mark in the community in so many ways. I mean, you're actually impacting second and third, maybe even fourth generations of kids and families. Would you give us a brief overview of what it is the organization does?
Yeah, so we're really excited that this event is getting more people out there. And basically, we're delivering hands on science based education programs centered around environment to elementary school kids. And we're just hoping to reach all the children to date. Our impact report just came out, and we have connected with 240,000 kids thus far in those 27 years. So we have so many more to go, and we're so excited to keep reaching these kids. But it's such an impressive number thus far. And in our last year, the 2025-2026 school year, we reached just below 20,000 kids. So we're very excited. The problem right now is that kids basically are on their devices all the time. So as they're on their devices, as they're on concrete, just mental health and wellness is declining a bit. And so we're trying to get them out in nature, understand what it is that nature provides for them, how they can protect it, value it. And we have 7 different programs that allow the kids to come out and do just that. 4 of them actually are within the school year. So 2 outdoor field trips, and then there's 2 in-class presentations as well. They learn everything based off of vernal pools, sustainable farming, trash talk, understanding recycling and how it helps the environment, and then also stormwater pollution. So the water from the Sierras all the way down to the ocean, how they can protect that. And we're really excited to make sure they understand so they can also deliver it to the next generations below them. We also have a leadership camp. So youth environmental leadership camp happens every June. This is now we're getting a little bit into middle school, so incoming 6th and 7th graders, and they can understand what it is they can do when they grow up in this industry. So as they move on to high school, how they can begin to study, volunteer, understand a little bit more where they can be when they want to grow up. So it's a pretty impactful organization. We're excited also public tours every spring. Everybody, parents, grandparents, the kids as well, they can come out and see the 2 really impressive timeframes of the vernal pools, which is the wet and the flowering phase. Such a beautiful thing. If nobody's done it yet, please come out. Tickets go on sale in February, and it's so beautiful. And then we also do private tours for Girl Scouts, different organizations, companies, groups based off of request. And for me, the most impressive thing is that last year, 52% of our classes were Title I schools, which is awesome. We're trying to get up into the 60s, 70s, 80s percentile on that because these are just kids that get these great experiences that might not otherwise. So we're continuing to build that as we continue to sustain our funding.
And I'm glad you mentioned vernal pools because the first time I heard the word vernal pools was from Mackenzie when we did the episode for Sacramento Splash a little over a year and a half ago. It was like, oh, that's what those are.
Yeah.
That's why they're so significant. That's the importance.
And
And
that's our
yeah,
legacy.
getting these kids out of the classroom to really experience things that I again had no idea that they didn't. They don't know that we have a river running through the center of the city or mountains with snow. And in many cases, they could be even in high school and have never experienced anything out of that circle of geography that they live within.
Yes, and it's so impressive to me. I don't always get out to the field trips, but I try to make my way a few times in the year, and kids don't know what a cherry tomato is. Kids have never held a shovel to do any kind of digging or playing in the dirt. It's shocking. So it's so impactful for us when we see this to continue our mission and to continue to keep telling people more and more about it so we can help the youth and generations below them. I mean, as the generations come up. So it's really important.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that sustainability because you have a fundraiser coming up and it's a little bit different. It takes place literally in somebody's backyard, a big backyard, on the river, surrounded by nature. And I think what's more important than that is who's going to be attending this year. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about our guest list. I may or may not check it hourly, maybe half an hourly, just to see how things are progressing. But right now, we have representatives from Supervisor Pat Hume's office, Supervisor Patrick Kennedy's office, Assemblyman Josh Hoover's office. Actually, Council member Lisa Kaplan and her family will be there. Her daughter Viva is going to be our student speaker bonus. So we're really excited to hear from Viva. She was at our camp and she is in sixth grade. And so as an eighth grader now, she's going to come and give us her story. So that's always special. And then, of course, our amazing Project Oz sponsors, Sac Sewer and SMUD. But as we are reaching our second backyard bash, we're actually so fortunate. As I checked 3 weeks ago, our guest list, our founder, as of 1999, our founder at Sacramento Splash, Eva Butler, will be in attendance. So I'm so excited.
That is a
She
big deal.
yeah, she only comes around every few years. She actually lives in Maine, so she's coming a little over 3,000 miles, and to be honest, she's coming for 2 reasons, which are really impactful for Splash. Our oldest employee, longest employee, she's been there for all 20 almost 27 years. Her name is Luann, and she is retiring. So happy, sad for us. She's been our rock ever since she's been there, and the knowledge in that woman's brain, we're gonna need to take some notes as she exits for sure. But her and Eva have been friends for a really long time. So Eva is here celebrating her and is able to come to the event as well. So I'm really excited. I've actually never met Eva. So I'm really excited to meet her. I've only talked to her on the phone and everybody gets to chat with her. She actually is going to, I don't want to give too much of her story, but she's going to be a speaker at the event. So please come get a ticket and see her tell her story. But a little bit about it is she basically saw in 19 late 90s, basically, she saw science education lacking and failing for that matter. And so she wanted to make sure her granddaughter was able to understand, value, and protect, right, that natural world. And she loves the vernal pools, which is, our legacy program, the investigating vernal pools. And so she wanted that to stay on the map. And so we are continuing to roll out that mission for her.
Isn't that exciting to know that the person who had the foresight, the vision, the dream, whatever it was, to create the program is able to come see it as it's grown almost 30 years later and
Yeah.
know that her granddaughter now, who is an adult with possibly her own children,
Mhm.
capable of going through the program.
Yeah, and that started with just one and then a second quickly after that. So just the investigating vernal pools for so long and the splash in the class, our stormwater pollution in the classroom that was it for a long time. And then as Mackenzie came into CEO role, Project Awe came about, the camp came about, and also Trash Talk came about, which is the recycling that we partner with Republic Services. So a lot has come since she has left the organization, and she for sure keeps a pulse, but it'll be fun for her to see.
What can attendees expect when they arrive?
Well, a real backyard party, basically. As they come in, we're going to have, well, we should first and foremost, the most amazing MC is going to be there. I hope all of your listeners know it's going to be you. We could not be more grateful.
I am so privileged to be able to do it too. I'm really excited about it.
Well, everybody should know that when I got the text that you said yes, I was like almost crying. I was so excited. You're just one of nonprofit's greatest, and you're such an advocate, and we are so honored. So thank you.
Thank you.
You are going to try to, make sure everything runs smoothly. And that includes our auctioneer, who is highly energetic. And I'm super excited that David Soban from Wide Open Walls is going to be our auctioneer. We're going to keep him on track as well, which is going to be great. But he's going to help us raise a lot of money with our live auction. Food is going to come from Rolling Soul, an amazing barbecue food truck. Tap Truck Eldorado is going to be pouring the drinks. And then the night's actually going to be filled with really great music from the 60s, 70s, and 80s performed by Dogflower. So the lead singer of Dogflower is actually one of our own. It's our docent from Project Awe. So we're really excited to highlight him, Scott Morgan. And then a lot of great speakers, like I was telling you about, our community, and all of us trying to, pull together to get our youth outside in nature and off their devices.
And you telling me that I'm going to kind of keep it in control with Soban as the auctioneer, that's almost, it's certainly a Herculean task, but almost impossible. But I will do my best.
Yeah, you're going to be great. And he's going to be great. I can't wait to see him perform. It always just mind blowing on how fast they talk.
How about auction items? What are a couple maybe the highlights that will be available?
Yeah, actually, speaking of David, he is donating a mural tour. So Wide Open Walls is doing an awesome tour. Just a little teaser, but it may or may not start at Mulvaney's and it may or may not finish at Zelda's Pizza. So that afternoon is going to be awesome for all the sports fans in the area. Our local King, Sac Republic, and Dinger from the River Cats gave a gift of his own. So cool packages there. Some golf, and then there will for sure be a private sailing lesson. And one of our donors is donating a really cool package, but I want people to have a little bit of surprise once they're there. So get tickets.
Among others as well, right?
Yes, among others.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be not only a lot of fun, but a little bit of education and certainly a lot of history with Eva showing up and celebrating it in a really wonderfully natural spot. So, what are the details, Gina? What the specifics, date, time?
Yeah, Backyard Bash for Splash will be September 11th. That's a Friday. It'll start at 6 p.m. and at 10 p.m. So everybody get where you're going early because we all know Highway 50 is a moment. And then you can also get tickets at www.sacsplash.org. And then there's a really easy pop up right when you get on our homepage. Click for tickets and easily get tickets. And we also are selling groups of 4 and groups of 6 for a discount. So bring your friends.
I will be sure to have that in the show notes as well. And Backyard Bash for Sacramento Splash.
That's right. Tongue twister.
We're going to have a contest there that evening. Who can say it the fastest?
That's right. Not it.
It won't be me. I can promise you that.
I know.
Gina, thank you so much for taking time out of your super, super busy day, knowing that the event is just around the corner for Backyard Bash for Sacramento Splash. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope to see you there.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you for listening. If you like our program, please subscribe, give us a positive review, and share with someone you know. This nonprofit podcast NewsPod is a production of Hear Me Now Studio.